Well, my name is Jeremy Arp, and I serve as the Executive Director for the NASW Washington State Chapter. I'd like to welcome you all to the 2021 Social Work Month celebration. This is a unique time, and we wanted to take this opportunity to recognize the contributions of social work professionals and community members from both 2020 and 2021. We wish we could see you in person, and this is about as close as we can get this year. So a quick reminder, this is being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. We posted a link on Facebook as well, so folks might be joining us that way too. So please mute yourself and put yourself into speaker view for best results. The National Association of Social Workers Washington State Chapter would like to acknowledge that all of our lives and institutions exist on Indigenous lands. This land acknowledgement is one small act in the ongoing process towards decolonization and a part of social work's commitment to socially just practice. I'd like to introduce tonight's MC, that's Brian Giddens. Brian Giddens is a past NASW Washington Board President and recipient of the Social Worker of the Year Award. He has done much for social work in Washington State, and I'd like to hand it over to Brian. Brian.
Thank you, Jeremy. As Jeremy says, my name is Brian Giddens. It's a pleasure to be hosting this once again, albeit virtual. I should let you know I'm doing this from Arizona, so I've let Jeremy know if my Wi-Fi connections kind of freeze up, he'll jump in to keep things moving along. In order to recognize the 2020 and 2021 award winners, we will be outlining the award criteria for each award: Outstanding Student, Outstanding Recent Graduate, Social Work Educator of the Year, Public Citizen of the Year, President's Award, and of course, Social Worker of the Year Award. We'll then recognize each year's award winner with excerpts of the nomination letters read by nominators or NASW chapter leadership. NASW Washington Chapter current board president, Emily Tillotson, will share remarks before we begin our recognition. Emily has served on the chapter board for 4 years, is a professor at Walla Walla University, and is a proud Washington social worker. Emily?
Thanks, Brian. Welcome, everybody. The Washington State NASW chapter has been through many, many changes in the past 2 years, and we have experienced loss. We lost our previous executive director, Tolleen Watson, who died in March of 2020 after a long illness. Tonight, we include her in our celebration by naming our President's Award in her honor. Ms. Watson was a social worker of great distinction, serving the profession for over 40 years. She was presented with many, many awards and honors throughout her exceptional career. She leaves a tremendous legacy, and we continue to miss her every day. Despite the many challenges we have faced due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our chapter has shown resilience. Chapter staff have moved us with remarkable speed to a world of Zoom workshops and online services. Our membership is growing, and our annual policy conference this year, held online, had attendees from across the United States, including students from every social work program in our state. There are certainly more challenges and changes ahead of us, but I am confident that our profession is strong in Washington and well-positioned to become even stronger. Each March, Governor Inslee, or whoever's governor, but Governor Inslee for this year, issues a proclamation that recognizes Social Work Month and the contributions that social workers make in Washington State. This year, the governor noted the essential contributions of social workers in the fight to overcome the pandemic. This document is posted on our website, on the state's website, and in our social media channels, and we encourage social workers to share and repost this document as a way of celebrating National Social Work Month. Selecting the award winners is maybe the funnest thing we do on the board, and I am so excited to share with you the 13 award winners tonight and the extraordinary work they are doing in cities and neighborhoods across our state. I hope their stories are as uplifting to you as they have been to me. Thank you for taking the time to honor these extraordinary individuals tonight.
So the first award that we would like to present this evening is the Outstanding Student Award. The Outstanding Student Award honors a student currently in a social work program in our state who's demonstrated excellence and great potential. Emily Tillotson will read her nomination for Adela Yanez, BSW, for the 2020 Outstanding Student Award.
Thanks, Brian. Adela Yanez completed her Master of Social Work degree. Am I muted?
You're okay.
Okay, great. Completed her Master of Social degree at Walla Walla University in 2020. Throughout her undergraduate and graduate education, Adela has set the bar for excellence in leadership, scholarship, and practice. She, as a BSW student, she won the award at the university for her exemplary performance in field placement. She was also president of the Social Work Club. As a graduate student, Adela chaired the university's Martin Luther King and Peace Week planning committees, coordinating a full week of activities, including a keynote event for over 1,100 students and community members. Adela is a quiet, composed, and thoughtful leader whose attention to detail, care for others, and dedication to social justice makes her highly sought after and the example others aspire to. She is exactly what the future of social work looks like, and she gives our profession reason to be proud and hopeful about the future.
All right. Garrett Hebel, NASW Washington Chapter President-elect, will read his nomination for Amber Letchworth, BSW, for the 2021 Outstanding Student Award.
And it looks like Garrett is not with us quite yet, so I'll go ahead and read for Garrett's nomination. Garrett nominated Amber and outlined that Amber has overcome incredible personal challenges to be accepted into a dual degree JD MSW program with Eastern Washington University and Gonzaga University. Despite being a busy student and mother, she has been an active member of the NASW Washington Chapter Legislative Action Committee and has driven across the state to help organize the policy conference for multiple years. Her passion and ambition to lift up people around her and to organize her colleagues for important causes deserves recognition. So Amber did prepare some remarks, and I can read those now to basically outline that she was thankful for the NASW nomination and for the award. She joined NASW as an undergraduate, a BASW in the program at EWU. She values this professional organization that comes together to advance the values and goals of our profession. During her studies, she was recruited as a BASW student rep for the LAC, that's the Legislative Action Committee, by a member named Dr. Vernon Loke. She fell in love with the work that the committee does and all the members as a collective. She's pleased that the committee allowed her to stay on after graduation and is currently attending Gonzaga University Law School, pursuing the joint JD MSW. She'll run with her advanced standing MSW during the second year of her studies, and her interest in these fields are where social struggles frequently intersect with the law. Her undergraduate studies focused on analyzing systems as perpetuating disparities in our society and expanding cultural understandings of historically marginalized groups. As an impacted person, she believes that no decision should be made about us without us. These experiences propelled her into a life of advocacy, including many successes with local and statewide reform in 2014. And she co-founded the Revive Center for Returning Citizens in 2015, a peer-led nonprofit organization that collaborates with impacted populations and families. So she goes on to say that she's very thankful for the award and thanks again for all of the support. She feels like the LAC is an extended professional member of her family and values all of our voices. So thank you, Amber.
These are two amazing students. Congratulations to both Adela and to Amber.
Coming.
The next award is for the Outstanding Recent Graduate Award. This award honors recent graduates who've completed their degrees within the past 5 years and are now working in Washington State and who have already distinguished themselves in their careers. Christine Ingersoll, current Vice President of Diversity, will read the nomination for Thomas Essex, Outstanding Recent Graduate for 2020. Is Christine here?
I am here.
Hey, hi, Christine.
Hi, but I don't see my face there. So
I see you. I see you.
Okay. Tom Essex, I nominated him. He graduated with a master's in social work from Eastern Washington University in 2017. He attended EWU full-time while working full-time at King County Adult Diversion Court. When we began supervision together, Tom expressed to me that he had resisted getting his master's degree for many years because he was unsure of the value of it. And went on to tell me that now that he had his MSW, he realized what his social work education meant and how he has been able to bring more to his position at the drug court. He's a leader in his agency and the community at large as he shares his knowledge of the intersection of mental health, substance use disorders, and the legal system. Tom has been a presenter at the local and national level, including in the Washington State Legislature. Tom is a member of NASW Washington and joined the Legislative Action Committee, where he's become an active participant.
All right. Jeremy, are you going to be reading for Garrett, or has Garrett joined us?
I'm going to check on that right now, Brian. Thanks for asking. So
and this is for the nomination for Nichelle Curtis McQueen for Outstanding Recent Graduate for 2021.
Fantastic. Yes, it looks like Garrett's running a little bit behind. We're running ahead of schedule. So if he joins us at the end, we'll make sure that he's able to give shout outs to his nominees for the award. So reading for Nichelle, Garrett wrote a great nomination for both for Nichelle and also Amber earlier. Garrett outlines that Nichelle is an outstanding example of a social worker. She dedicates her time and energy to many causes that seek to better society and the social work profession. She steps up into leadership positions when called upon, is deeply reliable, thorough, and promotes teamwork and collaboration in her leadership roles. Furthermore, she leads with integrity and humility. Nichelle is a commissioner in the city of Federal Way, is the new chair of the Legislative Action Committee at the NASW Washington State Chapter, and a manager at Green Hills School. Nichelle stands out and is highly deserving of this award. So congratulations, Nichelle. I did receive remarks from Nichelle too in advance, so I could read those now, and I'll try to read them as I get there. Garrett just joined us, so he might have some extra things to say once he gets logged in, but I'll continue with Nichelle's remarks. She'd like to first thank the chapter for the award and Garrett for the nomination. She's known Garrett for 5 years as a fellow social worker and LAC member, and has been able to learn so much from him. She appreciates the recognition of her hard work for her community and the clients and employees. She works with at Green Hills School. Second, she'd like to, of course, thank her partner, Matthew Fink. He's her greatest cheerleader and supports every dream and aspiration that she has. Matthew often challenges Nichelle to venture out of her comfort zone to better herself. And without his support and love, she would not be the woman she is today. Thank you so much to Matt for the support and love, and she cannot imagine a life without him. And she would also like to thank her family, more importantly, her mother. Nichelle's mom has taught her much about reaching out for her dreams and to never settle. She continues to make her proud, and she wants her mother to know that it's because of her struggle and her hard work that she's the woman she is today. Every day she strives to be the representation of how amazing the women in her family are. And she'd also like to recognize her grandmother, who has firsthand experience of what it's like to be a Black woman in America throughout some of the darkest moments in American history. She's never been so proud to be a Black woman in America because of the stories her grandmother has shared with her. Lastly, she'd like to thank her in-laws. She always expresses how proud they are of her and how much they love her. So congratulations, Nichelle. And Garrett just joined us, so I want to make sure he has a chance to say about a minute of remarks if he has a chance.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I apologize. I'm joining you from my car as we're doing house tours, so I appreciate the time. I really just wanted to take a moment to say that I nominated Nichelle for this award because there's only so often that you come across people that work as hard as Nichelle does at everything that she does. She gives it like 3,000% to all of the different roles that she serves, and watching her sort of start on the committee when I was the chair, and then grow in her involvement with the committee, and then decide to make the commitment to step into the chair role. I got the tremendous opportunity to learn more about Nichelle and about what she does in her life outside of NASW. As it mentions in the presentation, I mean, she's a manager at Green Hill School working with folks in the juvenile justice system. On top of that, she's a track coach, gives it, and she makes sure to set boundaries for us and lets us know when she's got to be there for her students in the track team. She's a commissioner in the federal way, as it says on there. And then all of that, she has to be, an aunt, a partner, and all of the other roles that we take on in our personal lives. And in every different way that I've been able to see Nichelle, I've just seen that she gives everything she's got to every single role that she has. And somehow finds time to make you feel like she's with you, she's present, she's there, and she's giving it everything she has to you in that moment. And I think that's a really incredible quality about somebody. And so I couldn't have thought of anyone better for this award. And I'm honored to have had the opportunity to nominate her. So thank you.
This is the best part about this awards, is that we hear about so many wonderful social workers. So congratulations to Thomas and Nichelle. The next award is the Social Work Educator of the Year Award, which honors a social work educator in the state who's made an exceptional contribution to teaching. Jeremy is going to read Stan DeMello's nomination for 2020 Social Work Educator of the Year, Dr. Steve Wilson.
Fantastic. And Stan DeMello's nomination reads, Stephen has been a stellar faculty member at the University of Washington School of Social Work since 1998. He's mentored and supervised literally hundreds of students who have gone on to senior social work positions locally, nationally, and globally. Stephen has been an outstanding instructor and has consistently been rated as one of the most effective and accomplished teachers. In addition, Stephen has been deeply involved in the life of the school with faculty and teachers, and also students of color. He is and continues to be an inspiring mentor to all students, and most especially African American students. Stephen has been very engaged with the practice community and is an excellent role model, using his well-honed social work skills, knowledge, and deep commitment to the profession to promote the highest ideals of social work. This honor is long overdue, and there's no one better that Stan and other folks in the community can think of that should deserve this award. So congratulations, Stephen.
Dr. Lori Sears of St. Martin's University will read her nomination for 2021 Social Work Educator of the Year, Dr. Tan Dinh.
Dr. Tan Dinh is the very embodiment of an educator. She teaches us all, even when she is not behind the podium. For our students, she continually looks for ways to make their learning innovative, relevant, and engaging. Her commitment to their well-being is also evident in the way she structures her classes, makes space for them during this pandemic, and strives to create community. She models a healthy balance between being available for those who need a supportive ear or a heartfelt pep talk, and modeling healthy boundaries. This is such a necessary component for pre-service learners to incorporate from the beginning and sets them up for career-long success.
Association of Social Workers Awards Program. All right. Congratulations to both Dr. Wilson and Dr. Dinh.
All right, and I do have some remarks from both Dr. Wilson and Dr. Dinh. So starting with Dr. Dinh's, thank you so much for this honor. Dr. Dinh writes, as a social worker, she's just doing what she does every social worker is doing every day, rising above the challenges to best serve our clients, in this case, my students. This is Tam's voice. My work is made easier with the support of my colleagues who share the same social work heart and spirit. Together, we're a team, and so with them, I share this honor. I am also particularly appreciative of professional organizations like the National Association of Social Workers that have been immensely helpful with resources and guidance to help practitioners navigate during this challenging time. And finally, I'm grateful for my students. They are my inspiration, my purpose. It's a blessing and a joy to walk alongside them on their journey of living their passion and calling to serve others. I will also say that Dr. Wilson sent in remarks too. He's humbled by this award, and that he's very appreciative of Stan for the nomination and the support of his colleagues. So I'm sure we'll have some time at the end to kind of hear from some of the award winners if they want to stick around too. So thank you very much.
All right. Our next award is for Public Citizen of the Year Award. The Public Citizen of the Year Award honors a citizen who has made a substantial contribution to social justice in the community. Christine Engersall will read her nomination for 2020 Public Citizen of the Year, given to Representative Tina Orwell and Dr. Jennifer Stuber.
Thank you, Brian. I nominated the team of Representative Tina Orwell, who is an MSW. We left that little, those three little letters off the end of her name, and Dr. Jennifer Stuber, for the work that they've done together as a collaborative team. Through Dr. Stuber's work at the University of Washington, she's conducted research and informed advocacy work to improve Washington State's readiness to address the public health problem of suicide. She also co-founded Forefront, which focuses on suicide prevention policy, education, outreach, and research. Since that time, Dr. Stuber and the Forefront team has engaged Washington State legislators and leaders to reduce gun-related deaths by suicide, and partnered with firearms dealers and pharmacists to promote suicide prevention efforts. Representative Tina Orwell, MSW, serves in the Washington State Legislature. Over many years, she sponsored and championed many legislative accomplishments, including rape kit reform, the Foreclosure Fairness Act, compensation for those wrongly convicted, adoptee rights, and suicide prevention. The work of these two professionals and their colleagues have affected, saved, and changed lives in the state of Washington.
Fantastic.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
anything to share?
not quite yet, but if we want to move on to Everett's award.
Great. Emily Tillotson will read her nomination for Everett Maroon for Public Citizen of the Year for 2021.
Everett Maroon has been the executive director at Blue Mountain Heart to Heart, an agency serving Southeast Washington for over 10 years. The organization is the only HIV/AIDS prevention agency in the region. Under Everett's leadership, they have opened 4 new offices. The agency is committed to harm reduction services and is the only needle exchanger for over a 200-mile radius. It's probably more than that, but it's about, it's a long ways. Through Everett's visionary and innovative leadership, the agency has become a voice for public health and the substance and mental health treatment needs of many rural citizens that are often kept in the margins by poverty and stigma. Everett is a significant community leader known for his smart nonprofit leadership, grant and funding expertise, and his ability to analyze and advocate effective public health policy. He should have been a macro social worker. I'm just gonna throw that in there. He was also appointed by Governor Inslee to serve on the statewide LGBTQ Commission. Everett values what social workers value, and Washington State is lucky to call him a citizen. Congratulations, Everett.
And Everett did send some remarks, so I'm going to read those very quickly. But Everett outlines that I am moved and honored to receive this award. It's particularly special to me during a pandemic, which has created a brutal working environment, but has opened up so many new possibilities for service at the same time. I've watched slack-jawed as the social workers and case managers in my agency have delivered critical care on behalf of our marginalized clients and used telemeetings, encouraging text messages and field work to reach people. Somehow we opened a new office in Kennewick last April and started our second opioid recovery site despite COVID. I'm also proud to serve on the Washington State LGBTQ Commission because it's helped me share regional concerns with state authorities who can craft better policy and programs to help people in the LGBTQ community. It also counters the narrative that the East Side is a dead zone for queer and trans and non-binary people. We know we're out here in places like Walla Walla, Wenatchee, Clarkston, and Moses Lake, and now more people in Olympia do too. But honestly, I'm the most proud of my service as a dad of my two young sons, Emil and Lucas. Helping them through this pandemic has been a learning experience and my ongoing labor of love. When I am crushed by a client's passing or yet another bill against transgender rights, I take solace in my children's optimism and curiosity. They are the best of me. I am so grateful just to do the work, and I acknowledge again that this award, far from being about me, is about everyone in our communities who are pushing so hard to build a full infrastructure of support, no matter how much it feels like they're swimming upstream. I, like so many, carry on because I believe in all of us and I want to do my part. He thanks us so much. So thank you so much, Everett.
Congratulations to Representative Orwell, Dr. Stuber, and Everett Maroon. Tonight we give for the first time the President's Award. And this was recently dedicated on behalf of Talene Watson. This award is given at the discretion of the Washington chapter president and recognizes that all excellent contributing social workers cannot be easily categorized. Emily Tillotson will read her nomination for Wendy Hernandez, President's Award recipient for 2020.
Wendy Hernandez trained as a social worker as an undergraduate and went on to a career in counseling, followed by a law degree from Gonzaga University in 2003. She then opened Hernandez Immigration Law in Walla Walla, Washington. Her practice grew quickly, and she became a treasured resource for the greater region, serving immigration clients from all over. She is especially appreciated for the education and training workshops she conducted after the initial travel and immigration policy restrictions the Trump administration initiated in 2017. Her practice has helped thousands of families understand their rights, advocate for fair treatment, and navigate the difficult U.S. immigration process to achieve permanent legal status. Congratulations, Wendy, and thank you for your service.
And we'll move on to the next recipient. Brian.
So Jeremy's going to read the nomination from Joseph Field and Sonia Hardenbrook for Julia Newbold for the President's Award for 2021.
So Joseph Field and Sonia Hardenbrook submitted two different nominations. So Julia was a special consideration here. Julia Newbold, and the nomination reads, Julia Newbold is the lone social worker in a 6-attorney unit, serving individuals civilly committed after serving lengthy prison sentences for sex offenses. These men have been out of society for decades, and Julia is solely responsible for planning and executing their reentry. The sex offender population is incredibly difficult to house and regularly becomes at risk and homeless. But Julia has built relationships with landlords across the state, convincing many to partner as housing providers. She's changed minds that were dead set against our clients and are now some of our most committed partners. While providing such incredible service, Julia also strictly abides by her social worker ethics and maintains firm professional boundaries. That combination is not one I have ever seen in my career, and she pulls it off with ease. In my book and so many of our 70+ clients, she is already Social Worker of the Year. So the remarks I received from Julia, she outlines that this award is incredibly humbling and meaningful. I work with individuals who have been civilly committed and are particularly marginalized. There are a lot of advocates for them, and I am proud to be part of a public defender's office that represents them. Acknowledgement for the work we all do for this population only serves to highlight their plight and shine a spotlight on their circumstances. I am thrilled to be recognized for the work that we do and will continue to advocate for my clients as their social worker, says Julia. So back to you, Brian.
Congratulations to Wendy Hernandez and Julia Newbold. So our final award tonight is the Chapter Social Worker of the Year Award, which honors a social worker that has exemplified the best of a profession's values and achievements. Brigitte Foltz, current NASW Washington VP of Finance, will read her nomination for Lucy Berliner for Social Worker of the Year for 2020. Brigitte?
Thank you, Brian. I was very delighted to nominate Lucy Berliner for the Social Worker of the Year Award for a lifetime achievement in advocating for great care, effective interventions for victims of sexual assault. She's been an outstanding clinician, researcher, and advocate, and was at the forefront of the development of programs to treat sexual assault victims since the 1970s. Lucy retired last year from her position as the director for Harborview Abuse and Trauma Abuse and Trauma Center. She has been with the center since the mid-70s when the program was initially developed. Lucy began her work as an intern in the Harborview Emergency Department, became a social worker in the department, and then became a director of what had previously been known as HCSATS, now HATC. And it was and is also has been a clinical associate professor both at the UW School of Social Work and the Department of Psychiatry. She'd received numerous honors, national honors, including Outstanding Services in Victim Services for Victim Assistance, NOVA, the Major Fry Award, the Leanne Miller Award through the NASW, through the Washington State Children's Justice Task Force, and the William Friedrich Memorial Award from the American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children. Lucy has been particularly wonderful in publishing numerous articles in peer-reviewed publications and is considered an international leader in the field of treatment of sexual assault and trauma. And I just, want to outstandingly congratulate Lucy. Lucy did, I nominated her last year, and she shared some thoughts just before her retirement on her career. And these are some of her thoughts, and I'll read from her email to me. I've always thought of my job at the Harborview Center as the complete package of a social work job. We are a clinical program that provides the very best clinical care to children and adults affected by abuse and trauma. We engage in social change and promote social justice by participating in interdisciplinary process with colleagues and in community systems and in the public policy arena to improve response to victims. One aspect of our program had been involved in primary prevention through changing social norms around assault. We developed and shared knowledge as a UW program in teaching and research. Not many social workers get to do it all, and that I've been extraordinarily lucky. And thank you very much for honoring my contribution to making the world a better place for those affected by trauma and abuse.
Thank you,
That's it.
Brigitte.
Back to Brian. Thank you.
Okay. Jeremy will read Amy Eskelin's nomination for 2021 Social Worker of the Year, Rebecca Parrish.
So Amy Eskelson had submitted a nomination, and she outlines that Rebecca Parrish has worked over the last 7 years implementing the integrated mental health program within primary care at Kaiser Permanente, which began as a small pilot program. She has achieved the impressive goal of screening all patients 18 and over for depression and alcohol use within primary care. Under her leadership, the program grew to include 60 licensed clinical social workers and a number of community resource specialists. She has increased the quality of care for thousands of patients across Washington state. Rebecca has wonderful clinical skills and an ongoing devotion to excellent patient care. Thank you for your service and congratulations, Rebecca. Rebecca did send in remarks, but I think at the end of the presentation, since we are going quickly. We'll probably have time to hear from our award winners as well. But Rebecca writes, in the spirit of the 2021 Social Work Month theme, I would reiterate that social workers are essential workers and that this is so true to the world of healthcare. Rebecca feels so incredibly grateful to work for an organization that recognizes that achieving total health requires attending to the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. The journey towards integration of care has unfolded over the years and was supported by the amazing efforts of so many incredible collaborators, including social workers, community resource specialists, primary care providers, medical assistants, nurses, clinic leaders, mental health providers, and organization leaders. With the efforts of this broad team, we have been incredibly successful at removing stigma by making mental health and substance use common medical conditions that can be identified and managed in primary care. We have screened and intervened with so many people since our program launched in 2015, and our journey continues as we move toward building out a process to more robustly attend to our members' social health needs. In this integrated system, our care teams would not be able to provide the same level of care if they did not have the real-time support available from their social work team. I am honored to have been able to support the improvement work that has occurred at Kaiser Permanente, Washington. Social workers are truly essential to this whole person care, and I dedicate this award to all of our amazing social workers for all the support that they have provided to our members. So back to you, Brian.
All right. Congratulations to both Lucy Berliner and Rebecca Parrish, two outstanding social workers. So these are the awards for tonight, and we want to thank you all for taking time to honor the 20 and 2021 Social Work Award winners. Each year, the chapter has opportunities to honor professionals, and we welcome your input and award nominations. The awards nominations remain open on the website year-round, so as you think of people who might be deserving of such awards, please do send their names forward. Please follow us on all the social media channels. You know them all: Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. We want to thank all of our members who support our chapter with volunteer time and energy. We also want to invite new members to consider joining NASW if you haven't already done so. We really appreciate at NASW our social work professionals in the state, and remain committed to providing opportunities for networking, advocacy, and professional education to enhance social work experience. Thanks again to all of the award winners for their contributions, to the presenters and the nominators, and to all of you for joining us for this social work celebration. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Fantastic. And now we're going to leave it open for a little bit because we ran pretty ahead of schedule, Brian. And so if folks want to give congratulations or share remarks, we can certainly leave it open to that for till question mark, I guess. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing.
Well, if I might for a second, I just want to say I'm looking at the entirety of my social work career in Washington State right now. I just listed them. Brigida Fultz was a classmate. Marguerite David was one of my instructors. Lucy Berliner was one of my instructors. Peter Pecor was a doctoral student when I was in the MSW program, and then we became office mates. Nancy Amade was a colleague. Jen Stuber's a colleague. And Julia Nubo was one of my students. I realize that I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of people who came before me. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm deeply humbled by this honor. And I'm also humbled by the students that have been in class with me, and by the students who continue to inform me about their work so that I could be a better instructor. Marguerite, I'm just going to say this to you personally. I have always carried what you taught me. I've never forgotten it, and I continue to bring it to class when I'm sitting in classroom settings. Nancy Amadei, your stories about a pat of butter have become part of my social work 504 class on a regular basis. So I just wanted to say these are two mentors that have actually propelled me to be who I am. So I am more than thankful.
Steve, heartfelt congratulations. Well deserved.
Fantastic. And any other award winners that want to share additional remarks, we've got some time. So please do jump in, and congratulations, Dr. Wilson. I've heard much about your work, and you have in your wake a ton of students that are like, oh, Dr. Wilson's winning. Oh, that's great. So Michelle Landrum included, who's on our membership engagement committee. So she speaks very highly of you as well.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Rebecca. Can I say something?
You are permitted. Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I am thrilled to just hear about all of the amazing social workers that were nominated for awards in both 2020 and 2021. It is so inspiring to hear about some of our colleagues who are starting out in their career with so much energy, and just to think about the impact that they're going to be able to have. And I just want to thank everyone who was able to be here. And again, appreciate Amy for her nomination. And, you know, to me, I am so impressed with the work that our community of social work has done, because really, you know, I was nominated for this award, but I see it as an award that goes to every single one of the social workers and every single one of the providers who have been a part of making this happen. So I just wanted to express my appreciation again. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Rebecca. And again, calling folks to let them know that they won the award is probably one of the most rewarding parts. It reminds me of delivering lottery winnings. And so people are super excited about it. So again, we've got some time. So folks that have joined us maybe a little bit late that want to speak up, please do feel free. But also note that we're being broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook. So just know it will be recorded as well for posterity.
Hey, Jeremy. So basically no swearing. This is Tom Essex, and I just wanted to say thank you. I truly am humbled to be recognized. I don't, yeah, as Christine stated there, I never really saw myself getting back to school. And I'm so grateful that I did. And, but more importantly, to be recognized by your friends, peers, and colleagues, I think is probably the greatest recognition you could get. And I'm truly humbled. There's so many amazing people on this call and in this work, and I just feel privileged to work with you, and I just want to say thank you and appreciate it.
Congratulations, Tom.
So this is Wendy Hernandez from Walla Walla, and just wanted to say thank you so much. When I finished that social work degree many years ago as a young mom trying to kind of figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life, I didn't dream that it would lead me to this evening. And my mom did some social work, and some of you may know University of Washington Carol Lamar Scholars are named after her. And my sister, Lynn Behar, is an oncology social worker. So my career kind of took a different path, but really appreciate being a part of this and this group. I'm so impressed by all of you. Not sure how I ended up here, but I think all of us are here to advocate for people who are more vulnerable, and just really appreciate the fact that we can all do this together. And I would call that social work. So thank you.
Congratulations, Wendy. And we still have a room full, or a Zoom room full of award winners. So please do speak up. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, Jeremy. I'd like to just give additional recognition to everyone that's supported me through this. I've been a part of the LAC for quite a few years, and I'm so honored to see so many of my fellow LAC members here, Thomas and Amber, winning awards. I truly believe the LAC is similar to a family. We support each other in growth through some of the best times and some of the hard times. And I was very humbled to get the call from you, Jeremy. Knowing that, hearing that I won this award, I never imagined in a million years that the work that I do would be recognized on this platform. And so oftentimes I forget how hard I work and what I do, because as Garrett said, I kind of just go. But it's nice to hear that people are seeing the work that I'm doing and the passion I have for this field, and seeing all these other people who have won these amazing awards and what they've done with their careers. It gives me new goals to strive for. So congratulations, everyone.
This is Adela from Walla Walla, where I went to school. Just wanted to say thank you so much to Emily Tillotson, my professor, who nominated me for this award. It was really an honor and a surprise. I had no idea, I didn't see it coming, but just as everyone has said, it's really humbling and an honor to know that I share the title of social worker with all of these wonderful people. And I look forward to see what everyone continues to do in their work.
Congratulations, Adela. And Everett, did you want to say some remarks? And I know I read yours verbatim, but please.
My spouse just said, just thank them, honey. I do thank you all. I don't know. It's really wonderful to see all the great work everyone is doing across the state. And, there are so many hard days when you're working with folks in these stigmatized communities, that moments like this you have to hang on to, because this is real nice affirmation that what you're doing matters, that people see your work, that we are truly a team, even if we're not directly working with each other. So I truly appreciate this, and will honor and cherish it, and remember on those days that are rough days. So thank you, truly. And Emily, geez, you are a powerhouse. So thank you for everything you do.
Congratulations, Everett. And I'm just looking through our list here. I want to make sure to put people on the spot that I need to put on the spot here. Julia Newbold, I see that you're on the line west of the Rockies. Would you be interested in saying anything else?
All right, there we go. Yes, hi. Was not planning on saying anything, but appreciate everything. Yeah, all I would say is it's incredibly humbling. And there's my dog. That is why we had myself on mute. But really appreciate everything, being a part of this community. Dr. Wilson is, I'm so glad he is here present this time around. So yeah, just very, very humbled to be here, and very thankful for the opportunity to use this as a platform to advocate for my clients and what we do.
Congratulations, Julia.
Thank you.
And I see some unidentified numbers on here, and I'm just wondering if we have Amber or anyone else that would like to speak up. Or anyone that would like to offer additional congratulations to the award winners. Well, with that said, thank you all so much for coming out. I have learned quite a bit about doing Zoom events and hopefully successfully recording a Facebook or a YouTube live event. I will know in the future that I will do better and not ask everyone for their remarks up front, that you're perfectly responsible to give remarks in a timely manner during the event. So my apologies for doing that. We are way in front of where we had planned to end, which was 7:30. So we can certainly end early and let you all live your lives. For those that got trophies in the mail from us or USPS from us, let us know privately if there's any mistakes. My email will be put in the chat. We did have one correction, and that was a mistake at the trophy place, but that went out, and so we are good. But please do not hesitate to email or reach out. And again, one more plug for awards are held annually every year, and we have a link on our website. Simple Google form, takes just a few minutes to fill out, but is an impactful way to recognize your colleagues. Also, please do look at our events coming up. We have our practice area networks every Thursday, the first 4 Thursdays of the month. And again, like Brian outlined, we're on social media. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and now YouTube as well. So we look forward to engaging you in person at some point, but thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Brian. Thanks, Jeremy. Good job.
Bye.
Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
Good
everyone.
night.
Good night.
Enjoy some Sonoran food, Brian.
Will do. Already enjoying it.
Enjoy, Brian.
Bye all.
Bye now.
Bye.